You saw that me and him were having fun the other day going back and forth. But he's a really good friend and he's a good guy and he covers the Tigers beat. And he said they're wearing black helmets and black uniforms tonight. And they've never, and Gabe, you're not in program, they've never won. I mean, they've never worn black helmets before. They've worn black uniforms.
Beautiful. What I saw on the Memphis
Did you see the Twitter?
Yeah, no, but they had like Jordan cleats.
Oh, dude.
Which was like probably the coolest thing I've seen. I don't know if they're actually going to wear those. But.
These they got Coxie's uniform out. It's the one that they're showing, at least on the Tiger, the one that I was looking at. And I'm going to tell you right now, this uniform is fresh. The helmet with
it's ready for prime time. It's ready for prime time.
I was getting ready to say it is definitely unequivocally ready for ESPN and prime time, and it's going to be Ken. It's going to be Coach Norvell. It's going to be back and forth Navy Memphis. By the way, people, Navy is an 11-point dog, and if you took them on the money line, you won't even believe this. Gabe Kuhn, what do you think the comeback on the money line is right now? I'm gonna make you
probably
fall
in
over.
In the 300s.
It is in the 300s. You are exactly right. Where about the 300s? I'll make it easy. Above 350 or below 350?
Above.
Above. You are correct. It's plus 380 correct. Right now, you have to lay 440 to win 100 just to win the game for Memphis, or you can lay 11 points. For Navy, you can get 11 points, or if you risk $100, you'd win 380 on the money line. That is a huge line, but I'm going to be honest with you. You can't tell me that the Tigers haven't done everything to deserve this, and I'm very fired up about this. And this is a 3-0 Tiger team that had a little extra rest and a little extra time to prepare for this Navy defense. This defense for the Tigers has looked better than. Honestly, Gabe, I loved your teams. Y'all are offensive oriented.
Oh, we had no defense. We had
the best defense y'all have ever had.
You don't have to apologize for that. We had no defense, man, and that's just truthfully. I think it has to do with Adam Fuller first and foremost.
Adam Fuller's a baller.
He has revolutionized what this team can look like.
And he's also, I don't know how he's done it, but he's taken a bunch of undersized defensive ends and tackles and linebackers, and he has put them in a position to where somehow they always seem to make the play. It's been an unbelievable job of coaching, and it's been a great use of talent because you can tell Adam Fuller is coaching a unit not to be his defense. He's coaching to their strengths and trying to stop things on offenses. He's using his mind, and he's playing chess while everybody else is playing checkers. I love that guy. But I do got to go in here. Before I jump into all this Tiger Navy, I want to remind y'all today we're not out at the Spirit Shop, which was awesome. And golly, I had so much fun yesterday. But we are at home. I'm in studio at the Family Leisure Studios where family and fun come together. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. By the way, Family Leisure, they got a huge discount. They got all their spas. And right now, when I say it's time to buy, it's time to buy. If you want to go hot tub time machine, you can get 4-person spas right now starting at $24.99. Did you hear what I just said? $24.99. You buy that bad boy, put it away up in the attic. You know your wife ain't going to go in the attic. Christmas comes around, you drop that bad boy out, man. We're going hot tub time machine on Christmas. This is going to be awesome. New Year.
You watch that movie once and you cannot get it out of your. It is stuck in your head, isn't it?
Bro, there's again, when I see something that's great, and it's great, and when you find out that a guy was like this dude's dad and he found out a certain way that was funny. Let's just be real. I like funny, and you know me, and Hot Tub Time Machine was damn funny. I hate that it took me so long to watch it.
And speaking of other things on TV, we have a docuseries for the Memphis basketball team. ESPN Plus will be following them all year. And what you have to imagine is somewhat of a Hard Knocks style docuseries on the Tigers. And I think this is going to be awesome. But at the same time, this is interesting to me because when you hear a lot of
scared?
No, not at all. Not at all. I'm just saying Penny Hardaway seems to he closes practices. A lot of coaches decide whether they're going to be open or closed. He has decided he doesn't want people in there all the time. So
but
feel like
he has opened them more than anybody in past. Like Tubby wouldn't let you see Jack. Josh was crazier than Cooter Brown.
But I guess my example is I had two coaches in college, and football's maybe a little different.
They open that jump
No,
like it's going out
no.
of style unless I was gonna
Justin
say,
Fuente never
Justin
opened.
didn't open, but no, Mike Norvell is about as open as you
Yes,
can be.
about
He
as-
is so kind and cool. He's like, come on out there and check out our practice, dude.
Yeah, and I just
Rock
find
this
it
bad
interesting
boy.
because Penny does not open a lot of practices, so I think this is going to be way more open than he's used to for sure.
No,
and
I
I'm not
agree.
I'm not worried about anything. I think it'll be very good entertainment, and it'll be a must watch for a lot of college basketball fans.
And it's also going to, again, elevate the level of Memphis, which I didn't think you could elevate any higher. I mean, they've only gotten the #1 recruiting class. They're dominating like nobody's business. Everybody from the north to the south to the east to the west is talking Penny Hardaway.
And didn't you just-
Yesterday, 5 pennies, baby. Beautiful pennies.
Yeah.
Like, people are so penny crazy. Like, there's a dude, like, out there who's got a great idea, and he bought a bunch of beautiful, brand new, shiny pennies, and he puts them in this beautiful velvet bag, and he's giving away as a gift for when you buy something, basically just trying to bring awareness to Penny Hardaway and the Tigers. And again, it's just beautiful.
And did you not just bring up Josh Pastner, by the way? He's
Okay,
he
I
made-
got to
yeah.
drop this, dude, because
because
JPA
he
doing
made some
good.
headlines.
He made some
today.
headlines. And before I get into all the stuff, and again, it is Memphis, it is Navy Week. I am in studio. Hit me up at 67129 on the First Bank text line. If you want to talk to me, let's rock, let's roll, let's do this thing. But I want to remind you, we got the Ocean Blue. You know, the text question of the day, we're going to do it 1:30. So during the next break, you got to call the First Bank phone lines at 901-360-8255. I did bring out for the cameras. And
The
for all
question of the
y'all-
day, we will get to it, but I am retweeting it right now on the Sports 56 Twitter account.
Yes, Sports 56. I also retweeted it, and so did my man Gabe Kuhn. So at Johnny_radio, at G_Kuhn71, and at Sports 56 WHBQ, baby. Plus, you know, you can follow us on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Periscope, talk to us, do all that good stuff. But here's what I wanted to show you is Ocean Blue is a seafood bar at 6600 Stage Road, Suite 118 in Bartlett, Tennessee. 38134. Put it in your your GPS, and I'm going to tell you right now, they have the best happy hour, the best lunch seafood, the best dinner seafood. It is the best seafood bar and grill I've ever been to. I love this place. It's weird how Gabe Kuhn was actually talking about this before I got to go out here. And then,
Because didn't I came to you one day, I said, is there any boiled seafood
and
places
I didn't know what he
around
was.
here?
And by the way, again, this is how stupid I was. I don't know if there's other places like this in the entire city because I've never been to one of these. And it's my first time to ever get unbelievable. I had shrimp. I had corn. I had potatoes. I had sausage in this bag, and I got it extra hot, and it was so good. They have sausage, and the way it is, it's like you pick what you want, like blue crab or shrimp with no heads or shrimp with heads. You get clams, mussels.
You get it with the corn
king
and potatoes.
crabs, Dungeness crabs. So you pick that first thing that you want, like the signature blend. Then you pick your sauce, garlic butter. Do you want Cajun? Do you want lemon pepper? Do you want it mild, non-spicy, medium hot, or extra hot that I got, which was so good? And then you get to add your extras, like corn on the cob and potatoes and Cajun fries and steamed rice and sausage. Oh, the sausage is out of control. Get the corn. It's so, so good. I got all that stuff. They put it in this bag. They cook it to perfection, and they bring it out, and you want to dance your night away. It is so good. Plus, they also have raw oysters out there. If you're an oyster person, they have po' boys.
And I will say this: there
They
is
have
not
fried baskets.
there is not a shortage of food.
No,
Okay,
no.
I will say that much.
And
if you
then-
don't leave there full and happy, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah, and last but not least, I do want to say is their happy hour starts right when my show ends, and it goes from 3 to 6. You say you heard it here, they'll extend it till 8 o'clock. $3 Fireball. $3 Fireball, okay? $5 Jameson's, and El Jimador Silver tequila, $4 shots, all right here. They got appetizers. It's unbelievable what they do for you. And then their cocktails and their wine menu and their beer and everything that they do at Ocean Blue. I'm telling you, this is the best seafood bar in all. If you want broiled seafood, I'm telling you, there's no place to go but Ocean Blue. And our Ocean Blue question of the day is all about De'Aaron King. Now, we tweeted out from the Sports 56 mobile app. We tweeted out from Johnny_radio and Gabe Kuhn. And I'll let you mention it one time, Gabe, and then we'll come back and mention it before we go into our next segment.
It's a very simple question right here. With De'Aaron King sitting out the rest of the season and claiming he will stay at Houston now, this is sort of the update. We'll play a part of his presser from the other day here in a little bit. But if he returns to Houston, is he making a mistake or not? That's the question we're answering here. And if you think he should go elsewhere, find a Power 5 school that he can really do well at, a lot of people had talks of Lincoln Riley and Oklahoma. Just let us know. Do you think he's making a mistake by staying at Houston?
Now, I need to get into things that I think that are very important. And I want to mention this right off the bat in the first segment because we are going to play a little De'Aaron King, and we know tonight is the most important thing ever. And it is, of course, that is correct. It is, ESPN. Everybody in the world will be focused tonight on Memphis, Tennessee and the Liberty Bowl. They have an opportunity to play the Naval Academy at home. My man, White, this is his chance to put all the doubters behind him. The weather's going to be beautiful. He goes out there and has a big game, and he goes dominant on national television, and Memphis wins this game, and they go undefeated. Let me tell you something. This will do more for their I think this game will mean more for their public perception than any other game on their slate, believe it or not.
And Navy last year was a outlier loss. Navy was 3-9.
It was horrible loss.
And the Tigers took a loss to them. They've beaten them once in the past, 4 or 5 years. I think this is going to be huge, like you said, for public perception of this football program going forward.
And it carries over and also shows if Mike Norvell wins this, what this means on a national level for Memphis. They will be talking also tonight on ESPN about Josh Pastner, who used to coach here, being banned 2019-2020 season. They're going to also talk about Tubby Smith, who went to High Point. This man went to his alma mater. They've been in the Big South. They haven't been to the NCAA tournament ever. Like, this dude says he went there not to retire. I know he came to Memphis to retire and get that fat money and then just go coach there and do nothing and disappear. We have the right person in Penny, and we found out we have this docuseries that's going to be awesome. So everything that's going on in Memphis right now, it feels like an elevated, it feels like I'm so high right now to be a Memphian.
And everything that has left the city is falling apart.
Mm-hmm. And it's beautiful to watch. I mean, I think tonight, the Liberty Bowl, I think tonight on ESPN, people are going to see these beautiful, beautiful uniforms, but it's not going to be the uniforms that are going to be just beautiful. It's going to be the play. I think the offense is going to be dynamic. I think you mentioned Adam Fuller has changed this defense more than anybody. We love Ryan Silverfield, what he did with the offensive line and those big boys. We love what the defense and Adam Fuller have done. We like those two coaches. Mike Norvell's done a good job with the offense and keeping things together. Tonight is a huge night for Memphis, and I cannot wait for it. But there are other big games that I want to mention real quick, and I want to ask Gabe, how big, and do you realize how big these games are? And a lot of people might not even realize this, but we got Navy, of course, at Memphis, which is starting it off. But I also wanted to say, man, think about how big that Virginia Tech and Duke game is. Think what that means realistically.
The loser of that game could very realistically miss a bowl game this year.
And that's crazy. And by the way, let me tell you something. This
and
is
you know who
huge.
coaches Virginia Tech.
Justin Fuente. This is such a big game for Justin that I cannot even explain it to you. I just can't imagine the pressure that he's feeling right now to win this ball game. And I honestly, like to tell you all the truth, I feel for him, and I'm going to be watching this game like you have not seen in a long time. And I think Memphis is a big one. But I think when you have you have a Virginia Tech team playing Duke right now, Virginia Tech's defense looks like what? Sorry, I don't know what else to say. 88th in the country, dude. This is not a Bud Foster defense. This is not Hokie football, and this is definitely not Hokie offense. And I'm telling you, this is so sad. Now they're going to be playing Duke this week, and I just don't know what these Hokies are going to do, and I'm just worried that you got a defense that's playing as bad as they are in Boston College, who got blown out at home by Kansas, Old Dominion, and Furman, okay? and they made Virginia Tech work. Now they're going to play the Blue Devils, who have quarterback Quentin Harris. He is a dual threat quarterback. Now, I just think that this is going to be a crazy thing, and if Virginia Tech loses this game, leaving Memphis might actually end up being Justin Fuente's biggest mistake. Does that sound crazy?
No, because This
would be a nightmare.
I loved Justin Fuente.
I know.
He was always on the way up.
You.
He was a guy who definitely wanted to use Memphis as a stepping stone. That's not saying a bad thing about him.
I think he selected the wrong program.
No. I think that's a good job for him. I just don't think he's done well in recruiting, and I think that thing's falling apart in front of his face. But other than that, now Georgia Tech and Josh Pastner, that is falling apart in front of his face. What happened today, they handed down 4 years of probation to the Georgia Tech men's basketball team and 1 year of postseason bans for impermissible benefits in recruiting. And this is something that you sort of saw coming. Josh seemed to be that sort of guy.
He was unraveling, man. You saw him unraveling with the whole, with his buddy and everything. And just the poor young man, nice guy. Trusted too many people, trusted the wrong people. It's a sad, sad, sad day. But back to college football real quickly. Penn State, Maryland. You got Key and Peele versus Mike Locksley. James Franklin and Mike Locksley. And I think this is so big for both of these coaches. I'm going to tell you why. What does Maryland do every year? They beat Texas or somebody huge.
They win a big game.
They win a big game every single year and start the season off awesome. What happened last week? Now, you said it last week. Temple was a real deal Holyfield team. You thought this team could beat Maryland. You called it.
And then they lost to Buffalo.
Oh, yeah. And that hurts. But can I ask you something? This is a 2-1 Maryland with a loss to Temple. They're a 6.5-point dog at home to Penn State, who's ranked 12th in the country. How big of a game is this for Maryland and Mike Locksley?
Massive, huge. And the thing is, I think they'll get up for it.
You think so?
But I'm very curious about how that offense will respond against the Penn State. Penn State will be able to match up front, will be able to stop their running game, and will be able to match up in the secondary. So I wonder if that high-powered, so-called Maryland offense will be able to roll on them.
Well, the thing was Maryland just basically flying on this like high kite and just playing on at a level that they couldn't sustain, and now they came crashing back to earth? Or was Temple just a blip on the radar? Another game that's freaking me out like nobody's business is very simple. It's USC and my man Clay Helton. This guy had JT Daniels. Blows out his leg, knee surgery done for the year, Asta Mignana. Then he has Kevin Slovis. Dude has the greatest start ever to a quarterback in USC history. And guess what? He's now in the concussion protocol. Then you got Matt Fink, who comes in. Dude doesn't do anything but just beat Utah and throw for 351 yards and a couple touchdowns and balls out. And now you're like going, I don't know what to think, but I'm going to tell you right now, you got a USC team who is fighting their like they're fighting to save their life. They're fighting to save their coach's life. They're on their third quarterback, but Matt Fink looked pretty good, didn't they? Looks like they got a lot of quarterbacks at USC, or they got a lot of wide receivers.
I think the biggest difference there is Graham Harrell. Graham Harrell's an awesome QB developer.
It's a good point.
And as far as the offensive coordinator goes, Texas Tech.
Yep.
And as far as the offensive coordinator goes, this guy is as good as it gets in the country. I just think this
so
USC.
You like that hire.
But yeah, I love that hire. But the thing they need to do, USC needs to win this game, and at least they cannot lose a bunch of games down the stretch of this season, or Clay Helton is out.
I'm interrupting you right now because as much as I want to tell you about Clay Helton, I want to save Clay Helton's job. Who for the conference? Oregon's already lost to Auburn. Washington has already somehow, and Jacob Eason lost a stupid game. And for some reason, my brain just went dead. Who was it that Washington lost to?
Cal.
That's right, Cal.
Cal is the only
undefeated. But you know what? Cal, no matter what, they run the table and they win it. They're not getting in. So I got to take a quick break. We're about to go do a little bit of thing. But I'm telling you right now, I feel like for Jacob Eason, they need to beat USC because a one loss, you can beat Cal in the championship or whatever. But Washington, I think they're the only hope, OB1 for the Pac-12. Unfortunately, I'm going for USC and I'm going for Clay Helton. But I just don't know if Matt Fink, even at home, can do it against this Washington team. I think Jacob Eason is going to go crazy. And I want to remind you, The Trojans rank 90th in total defense, and they give up 420 yards per game. I think Eason feast on the secondary of USC. But
before we get to break here, our Flex Your Muscles question is going to be addressed here. And D'Eriq King had this to say the other day in his presser about the decision he made to redshirt and come back for another season in Houston.
Everything was on the table after that. We talked about all my options and everything was on the table. And it wasn't like he talked to me about it, asked me a question about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm all in. It was Friday night, Saturday morning, Saturday night, Sunday. Even waking up Monday, I still wasn't sure. But at the end of the day, like I said, I talked to my family. Coach Ogerson, they met, and we all think it's the best opportunity.
So he decided that it looks like he will stay at Houston for another year. And the question we have today, of course, is, with D'Eriq King sitting out the rest of the season and claiming he will stay at Houston, we want to know, if he returns to Houston instead of transferring elsewhere, is that a mistake?
And how bad of a look. And we'll talk about it. And by the way, who does this scar the most, man? We got all kinds of angles you can take. But you got to call 901-360-8255 during the break. That's right now. 901.
Get them calls in. We accept 3 of you.
Yeah, 901-360-8255. That's 901-360-8255. You make that call right now. Get lined up. We're going to rock and fire on the other side on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Sports 56 now has 2 FM homes. You can now find real sports talk on 96.1 as well as 87.7 on your FM dial.
A non-attorney spokesperson paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention military vets and current soldiers who served between 2002 to 2016. Have you or a loved one suffered hearing loss or tinnitus after serving or while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces? You may be entitled to compensation. 3M, the manufacturer of earplugs made for combat, recently paid the government $9.1 million to settle a False Claims Act case for knowingly selling these defective earplugs. If you or a loved one suffered hearing loss due to defective earplugs, call us now for a free case review. Call 800-590-4514. That's 800-590-4514.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on over 700 new Buicks and GMC trucks, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 500 in stock. Branch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone, and remember, you can bring your car to Sunrise Service no matter where you bought it. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help you put one of your brand on these little fillies. Free hot dogs and Cokes at the Chuck Wagon Western Trading Days, going on now at all 3 Sunrise locations. We make it fun to buy a car again.
A non-attorney spokesperson paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention military vets and current soldiers who served between 2002 to 2016. Have you or a loved one suffered hearing loss or tinnitus after serving or while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces? You may be entitled to compensation. 3M, the manufacturer of earplugs made for combat, recently paid the government $9.1 million to settle a False Claims Act case for knowingly selling these defective earplugs. If you or a loved one suffered hearing loss due to defective earplugs, call us now for a free case review. Call 800-590-4514. That's 800-590-4514.
Family Leisure has the world's biggest spa sale going on now. Over 50 spas in stock and ready to sell. $8,000 spas now just $44.99. 4-person spas starting at $24.99. Swim spas from $89.99. Huge discounts on all spas. Get the lowest prices of the year with special financing available. It's the world's biggest spa sale happening now at Family Leisure. Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
You'll see the dedication in every single step. You'll see it in the smiles when smiles are hard to get. You'll see it in the little things that add up to success. The caring and passion are the things that we love best.
Wolf Chase Limb Brace is your Mid-South provider for orthotics and prosthetics. They are an ABC-accredited facility, and their practitioners are ABC certified. At Wolf Chase Limb Brace, their services include artificial limbs, legs and arms, braces of all kinds, and custom molded inserts. You can call them today at 901-507-7821 for their location on Highway 64 in between Germantown Parkway and Appling Road, or visit them at their new location in Jackson, Tennessee. That number is 731-660-5900, or visit them on the web at wolfchaselimbandbrace.com.
Wolf Chase Limb and Brace.
At CDW, we get modern servers need to be
flexible, scalable, and predictable. I predicted you'd say that.
Okay, what will I say next?
Probably something about server security.
Impressive and freaky. CDW can implement secure Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Gen 10 servers that improve speed and performance while reducing
costs. See, predictable.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
I predict a web address.
CDW.com/HPE.
I'm in your mind, man.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Thick and thin, I'm your pusher man. I'm your pusher man.
What is up? What is up? Welcome back into your Friday's Eve, man. Can y'all believe it? We've gotten through Hump Day. It's Thursday. It's Ladies' Night. And not only is it Ladies' Night, but yeah, we're going to honor Ladies' Night by hopefully Tigers rolling all over Navy in honor of Ladies' Night. I want my man Adam Fuller's defense to be so nasty. I just want that my man Ken to go back to the drawing board and be like, almost like, dude, I'm questioning, should we run this offense anymore? Adam basically dominated us like nobody's business. That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it? Now, as I'm done dreaming, you can dream of this. Realistically, you can get home, auto, life, business, and the easiest dream of ever is you get to sleep great and rest assured that you are constantly protected because Chad Gatlin, that's right, my good friend, personal friend, and also just a great dude, but he's a farmer's agent. And he's also a local agent. That's right. You go to MemphisFarmers.com. That's MemphisFarmers.com. My man Chad Gatlin's got you covered. And you can get home, auto, life, business, renter insurance, any type of health insurance, whatever kind of insurance. That unfortunate insurance you got to check to make sure in case something happens and you pass away, you don't want to your kids go in debt. Bing, bang, boom. Find out 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. For me, at my age, if I did it right now, it's only $18. Are you kidding me? That's amazing, especially the way I live. I think that's a bad deal for them. But anyway, I'll take it. Check out my man, Chad Gatling. But it is time for us to flex our muscles. And I've talked to you about, we got De'Aaron King, a young man, and I want to explain a few things and people to understand what happened. I don't know how many people realize what is going on with this Houston program. This is a team that had De'Aaron King, one of the best college quarterbacks, dual threat quarterbacks in the country. I think his father also believes that he's destined for NFL stardom. I'm not sure, but maybe he is. I don't know. I'm not going to make that call. It's very difficult to call it. It's getting harder and harder to call each year, especially from Kyler Murray to Daniel Jones, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But anyway, the point is, this Houston team has started off with a loss to Oklahoma, which was 4th in the country, very respectful, 31-49. But then they get past, Prairie View A&M, and then somehow they lost to Washington State. And then the embarrassing thing is, they blew a 21-point lead to Tulane. And I got all the respect in the world for Tulane. But Tulane, you can't blow a 21-point lead and lose 38-31 in the American Athletic Conference opener and expect things to be all gravy. So I'm sure King is frustrated. But the whole situation is he's now, because of the new rule, they're 1-3. He's played 4 games. He's decided he's going to take this year as his red shirt. So is he saying that he's going to come back to Houston because there's going to be 8 returning starters on offense and 8 returning starters on defense? And they have a better chance of having a better year next year, and you're giving up on this year? So I'm asking you, would it be better optically for him to possibly go to Oklahoma or another school to go and try to better his draft prospects, maybe play under Lincoln Riley or something like that? Or would it be okay for him to come back to Houston and play quarterback for them next year?
2 open lines, 901-360-8255. Let us know, man. This is your Flex Your Muscles, sponsored by Ocean Blue Seafood and Bar.
And by the way, if nobody calls, my man Allen's going to win no matter what he says, and he could just come out here and go, I doubt he'll do that. I hope he doesn't do that. But basically,
Alan, you have to give us an answer.
Yeah, you got to give us an answer. But what I'm saying is, if it's one person, then it's an automatic winner. So hit us up right now, 901-360-8255. Right now, if you call in, you'll have a 50% chance of winning $25 to the best seafood bar in the whole wide world. Hit us up, 901-360-8255. We're talking to Eric King, and we're going to go ahead and get this bad boy started because I'm ready to rock and roll. It is Navy. It is Memphis. We got lots of stuff to talk about, and we're going to start things off. Alan, how's life? You're on, brother. What's up?
Hey, Johnny.
How's life? How's life?
Alan, you know the question?
I do.
All right, well, are you about ready to go? All right, wait. You got to wait till the music starts. Are you ready to go, though?
Uh-huh.
Here we go. Your time starts now.
All right, so here's what I'm thinking. I want some money on that Oklahoma cover job to start the season off, and if you're asking me why they would punt this early on this season, that shows a lack of a backbone on the head coach, and I'd go ahead and let him just go ahead and leave because no coach of mine is going to let a good quarterback just redshirt unless, he's injured or something. It doesn't make sense. If he wants to go somewhere else, then he should.
Ooh.
Okay, good
I
start.
gotta
Good
admit,
start.
We do have Matt who has called in, but that was a very strong start. It looks like he's saying it is a bad look to go back to Houston, but I loved where he's saying the blame goes straight to Dana Holgorsen.
And we talked about this on Monday.
Said, you know what I would do? I would fire him. He went that far and say that because if a coach did talk a player into,
you're losing the team.
You're losing your team. It's disgusting. Great call by Alan. Now, my man Matt, he's called in for Flex Your Muscles.
Are you familiar with the question, Matt?
I think I am. Yeah, I'm ready to roll.
Absolutely. Your time starts now.
All right, I'm just going to play the other side of the coin on this one and say that, for one, these guys, everything's looked at a lot differently now. The way these guys are moving around and the way that the red shirt rules are changing. They're going to talk to this kid. They're going to do what's the best for him, whether it's stay or go. They'll talk to the team. The team will gather around him and do what's best for him.
Okay.
Very interesting. I have to say, Matt's positive take on college sports and how they look out for everybody, I wish it were that way. And that is the happiest rainbows. And what is it, like I fart gold, or is that a statement, or is that just something I made up just now?
I don't know. You might have made that
How
up.
cool would that be if I did, though? But anyway, go ahead. Do me a favor. You got the judge ready?
All rise for Judge Johnny.
As I drop the gavel down, I have to say Alan and Matt both did a great job. And I have to feel like there's something that I'm going to do that I've never done before. Because I like both of them, and we didn't do the thing on Tuesday, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to
Double winners.
Double winners. Alan and Matt. Both of
that.
y'all are winning this week. Congratulations. Thanks for flexing your muscles.
Alan and Matt, I would like you to stay on the line, and I'll get to you in a second.
Do not hang up. My man Gabe's going to get to you, but I do have to say, I'm going to come back with this also. I appreciate the fact that both of them called in. I appreciate that Matt took an opposite angle. I think he did it to be... I think to try, because I think he actually believed in Allen, but he was just trying his best to go with another angle or whatever. But anyway, the point is, I'm not trying to put anything in Matt's mouth. I have to say that both of them came with good arguments, so both of them are going to win, and both of them get $25 to the best little seafood bar, and it's not even little. It is awesome. It is bad to the bone. You'll love it. 6600 out there on Stage Road, Suite 118, Bartlett, Tennessee, 38134. Absolutely beautiful. You'll love Ocean Blue. Now, I want to say to this. I think, to me, the biggest loser here is Dana Holgorsen. If Dana realistically has D'Eriq King come back and coach, if I am a parent, if I am a player, especially if I am a senior right now, I am going to him right now and I'm handing him my jersey and saying, well, since you're playing for next year, I'm playing for next year then too, because you've already given up on us. You took away our best player. Is this really what you've done? And I'd set my jersey down kind of like Rudy or whatever and be like, if you're going to give up on the season, then, why are we even going to do this? It doesn't make sense. Oh, you got 8 starters coming back next year on offense. You got 8 starters coming back next year on defense. We're going to play for next year because guess what? We don't open the year off up against Oklahoma. We open against Rice. Oh, we have a better chance to have a undefeated record and be a top, that team that makes it to this, New Year's Day Bowl. And I guess that's going to be great for De'Aaron King and his draft status. And this is what Dana might be blowing up his what. Again, his father's on a different level. He almost wants him to go to Oklahoma
we
or
talked
somewhere
about
else
this
to play.
on Monday, and I said that Dana, if he was the main person that was making this decision for De'Aaron King, that there's a problem. That is not a good hire. I feel like Houston's in bad hands right now.
I do too.
At the head coach, and it starts at the top.
And it's not just his hair either.
And
lack of
the thing, the thing that gets me is I'm the first person to. When the media makes these, there's locker room problems. Oh, he's losing the team. I'm the first one to, negate that and say, okay, well, what do you know about that locker room? I know for a fact right now, a lot of the seniors on that team are absolutely irate with Dana Holgorsen. To just throw away their senior season and just not care about what they do in it, it just shows a lack of leadership and just a lack of care for his players. And I think that's the
understanding.
Yeah, that's the quickest way to lose a team. That's the quickest way to lose your players.
And it's absolutely sad. What are we teaching our young people now that if things don't start off exactly the way we want it, we're going to give up? Is that really what we're now teaching? Is you in college now? Are we coming up to a point now we're going to use this 4-game red shirt that if we don't start off the way I want, I'm going to go ahead and throw in the towel and we're going to try it again next year because I got a couple good recruits coming in and, our guys are going to come back and be bigger and stronger and faster next year? Is that, we're going to have an easier schedule? Are we really going to actually have coaches now start looking at the schedule and seeing which years they should really go for it? No, every single year you should plan because this is what's sad. And I made a joke earlier this week. Gabe Kuhn is second in starts at the University of Memphis. And the second most, how many is that, Gabe?
51.
Now, do you realize how many years and how much time he put in, how many practices that he was at? How much went in to get that number of starts? And do you know how many people go in and don't get even near that many starts? You work your whole life to get on that field, and you train like 360 days a year practically for 10 to 12 games a year, depending on health and how far your team goes. And it's amazing to think that you would have a guy who's worked his whole life and he's got to this point and he's willing to sit out an entire year and say, nope, I'm going to wait till next year and I'm giving up on these guys. I don't know. I'm just the opportunity to play. You're not promised tomorrow when it comes within football. You can't sit there and say that it's going to be better next year. He could just ask my man at Atlanta. Blew out his knee, first game of the year, both years. You know who I'm talking about, Keanu Neal, one of the best defensive players in all of football. It's just so tragic. Did you see him crying his eyes out? Because, again, you don't know. In sports, anything, in this world, anything can happen. But for Coach Holgorsen to go up there to his best player and say, guess what? We're going redshirt.
And for those that don't know, they were playing. They were scheduled to play North Texas this weekend. De'Aaron King, while he was in the lineup, Houston was 7-point favorites. When he went out, they are 7-point dogs. He means that much to that team. That defense on that team is bad. That offense without him cannot get the ball moving. And people can say, oh, well, it's just one player. It's a team sport. No, that quarterback means just about everything to that team.
The other thing that made me a little bit frustrated, it was Holgorsen's comments coming out and say that all indications are that he's not going into the transfer portal or going anywhere. So if he's not in the transfer portal, it's kind of against the NCAA rules and regulations to be in pursuit of that man. So for anyone to speak to him, I don't think so. I've got no reason to believe that they can or they will. I've never got the impression that De'Aaron King is leading me astray or anyone else at this university or has at anything in the last 9 months. That sounds to me like an admission of guilt to those seniors, that you basically just said, guess what? He's not going in the transfer portal. He's coming back next year. He's not injured, but guess what? This team ain't good enough to have him as your quarterback. And if I'm playing on that team, I got 2 fingers in the air and it ain't a peace sign. I can promise you that. Whatever y'all do, don't touch that dial. Make sure you hit me up on the First Bank text line at 67129. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7 FM.
Start your day with the Peter Edmiston Experience with CJ Hertz right here on Sports 56, 96.1 and 87.7.
Frontier Western Store's world-famous boot showroom is waiting for you. With aisles and aisles of boots in one easy spot, you will find your next favorite pair at Frontier. Everyone loves Ariat boots, and Frontier has over 1,000 pair in that brand alone. Come grab a pair of rugged work boots like the Workhog, or discover an everyday classic in Ariat's Rambler. Tons of other brands as well: Rocky, Dan Post, Red Wing, Durango, Justin, Twisted X, and many more. Frontier constantly restocks and refreshes their lineup of boots, so you're certain to walk out of the store happy in your new comfortable footwear. They have a wide assortment of sizes available for men, women, and children. Work, dress, or play, Frontier's knowledgeable staff will cheerfully help you find the perfect fit. It's boots galore at Frontier Western Store, 5880 Goodman Road, Olive Branch, or on the web at frontierwesternstore.com. Family owned and operated, you know it, since 1967.
A non-attorney spokesperson paid for by the Sentinel Group. Attention military vets and current soldiers who served between 2002 to 2016. Have you or a loved one suffered hearing loss or tinnitus after serving or while serving in the U.S. Armed Forces? You may be entitled to compensation. 3M, the manufacturer of earplugs made for combat, recently paid the government $9.1 million to settle a False Claims Act case for knowingly selling these defective earplugs. If you or a loved one suffered hearing loss due to defective earplugs, call us now for a free case review. Call 800-590-4514. That's 800-590-4514.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so, too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Happy anniversary.
We've only been married 2 months.
No, this is the 1-year anniversary of our first date right here at Sweetgrass.
It's been a year?
Yep. 1 year ago tonight, we had our first date here at Sweetgrass, and tomorrow is the 1-year anniversary of our second date, which was also right here at Sweetgrass.
Well, we've had a lot of special occasions here at Sweetgrass.
Pretty much all of them, and why not? There's no better place in Memphis to celebrate a special moment than here at Sweetgrass. Perfect food, perfect drinks, perfect bar.
Perfect oysters, perfect location in Cooper Young.
So, here's to another special moment at Sweetgrass.
Williams Equipment and Supply, your Bobcat loader and excavator dealer, is #1 in compact construction equipment. With the highest market share, the largest inventory of equipment, attachments, and parts, the largest compact rental fleet, and the best technicians and the most locations, Williams Equipment is the undisputed leader. Find out why more people buy, lease, and rent Bobcat equipment from Williams Equipment than any other brand.
This is Cody Bumpus, your Bobcat specialist of North Mississippi. Call me for a demonstration and a finance quote at 901-508-8739.
Hi, folks. Rob Walker, Infinity of Memphis, and we've got a new Infinity crossover vehicle that has raised the standard of comparison to a new level. Imagine having both sports car performance and eco-friendly efficiency on demand, working together to empower every driving experience. The result of 20 years of engineering, QX50's award-winning variable compression turbo engine is the world's only engine of its kind. Like 2 engines in one, it delivers a combination of power and efficiency that is truly in a category all its own, and only Infinity has it. You'll never sacrifice performance for the sake of efficiency again. And QX50 MSRP starts at only $36,550, which is less than its Acura, Audi, and Mercedes competitors. Add to that QX50's award-winning sumptuous interior, and you have the best combination of performance and comfort in the mid-size crossover segment.
MSRP excludes destination charge, tax, title, license, and options. Infinity of Memphis or online at infinityofmemphis.com.
Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Here we go. On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. This hour is brought to you by MemphisFarmers.com. Insurance coverage backed by a local agent and a brand trusted nationwide. We are farmers. MemphisFarmers.com.
Show me the way to the next whiskey bar.
Make sure you get me to that whiskey bar. And by the way, speaking of whiskey bars, I've been so excited. I haven't even mentioned, it is really all about, in my opinion, Navy and Memphis tonight. But there's actually an NFL football game, believe it or not. Yup. It's some Eagles and the Packers, buddy. Yep, you got a 3-0 Packers team with Aaron Rodgers.
It ought to be a pretty telling game.
Ooh, yes, because this is a desperate Eagles team. They cannot fall to 1-3. If they go to 1-3, I can just basically say OV. What do you think? I think 1-3 is OV.
No, this is a team that's used to fighting from the depths.
1-3 with the way Dallas has started
16
off.
games.
Yeah,
the NFL's thinking about going to 17
games. Fourth of the season would be gone.
They got time.
17 this
they
year.
got time. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know. I think less than 10% of teams that go 1-3 have made it to the playoffs in the last 40 years. It's not a really good odds. It's really bad, actually. But anyway, tonight I'll mention that because you can catch always. We got the NFL action right here on Sports 56. Always got you covered on 96.1 and 87.7 FM. You're going to love it. NFL action right here, locked and loaded, live from Lambeau. We're going to bring you Eagles and Packers. But my thought is Navy, Memphis. And so is my man Thomas, who's called at the First Bank phone lines, 901-360-8255. Thomas, how is life treating you, my man?
Hey. Before I get into what I think I'm going to have with the game tonight, I went to Ocean Blue today, man.
Did you?
Man, it was delicious. I still got, and it was plenty left.
Yup. They don't play no games, do
Yeah,
they?
you left full and happy, didn't you?
Yes, sir. Matter of fact, at my 3 o'clock break on lunch, I'm gonna finish it off.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love you, Thomas. You're the best.
That was it. I had some fried shrimp, calamari, and oyster.
Not bad, my man. My man Thomas Bates knows how to rock and fire. Speaking of rocking and fire, does Brady White have what it takes to get past Ken's team? They're 11-point favorites.
Yeah, I think you read my mind. That is my concern tonight. It's not necessarily what Memphis can do against. Let me say this here. Greg and some of the other people, some of the other journalists around the city, Greg and Eli's show, and some of the other shows are showing some concern for the triple option, which is legitimate because Memphis had a hard time stopping that offense in the last 3 or 4 years.
But Adam Fuller feels like a different kind of guy.
Okay. I never did like what was the last defensive coordinator?
Chris
name?
Ball. Chris Ball.
Yeah. I did not like. I never have like a 3-man front. I always liked a 4-3 defense. I think the 4-3 is more fit to stopping the triple option. Now you got to look at what happened to Navy last year. They lost 9 games, right? So that means there were 9 teams that had some success stopping that triple option. Who's to say that Memphis not going to be able to do it tonight? But my concern is Brady White's consistency.
And we've already lost Pop. He's got to get the ball to his playmakers. They got to run. They got to use that big offensive line. They got to control the clock because the one thing you don't want that defense playing a whole lot of plays, and you don't want Ken to get the ball, first down, positive yards, second down, positive yards, because they're hitting over 50% on third down. They try to keep everything positive, and if they do that, then they can scare Memphis. But if Brady and company can run the football, hit those quick screens, and actually if they could throw the ball vertically down the field and loosen that defense up and hit Coxie deep for a couple balls early in the game, that would be a big difference maker.
Well, I tell you what, everybody talking about Navy's record. They haven't played anybody.
No, they have not.
Memphis, outside of Southern, I think Memphis' other two opponents were way better than the two that Navy's plays for, especially Holy Cross.
Yeah, and ECU, buddy.
And I think ECU is probably one of the worst FBS teams in the country.
I'm with you, Thomas.
They really ain't been tested. Memphis been tested. Anytime you play SEC school from the Power 5, you're gonna be tested. So we'll see tonight. I printed me out. Went on. I was trying to decide whether to go or not. I called one of my cousins. He said, "Man, let's go to the game." So I went on, printed out 2 tickets, and I'll try to beat up about 6:30.
Man, with Thomas, I'll be down there. I hope I run into you tonight, man. Have a good one and go Tigers.
I'll be looking for you, John.
Take care, Thomas. That's my buddy Thomas Bates. That's how you do it. 901-360-8255. You want to talk with us? It's very simple. Call the First Bank phone lines. Bing, a bang, a boom. That's how you do it. Now, coming up next, we are going to go to Hardwood because it feels so right. Hardwood because, man, who don't want hardwood? Everybody wants a little hardwood. Tonight, the Tigers, they're going to be laying the wood, hopefully all over Navy's head, at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. It's on ESPN, and they are going to be looking fresh, because guess what they wearing? Black helmets. Got this chrome on them and stuff, man. I'm telling you, they're wearing black uniforms. This stuff is going to be bad to the bone. Tigers are going to be decked out. Hopefully, they're going to be decking the Navy midshipmen. All mad respect to the armed services. But tonight, I want the Tigers to be unleashed. I'm ready to rock the midshipmen. This is about football, baby. This ain't about country. It's about football. Go, Tigers, go. Coming up next, Hardwood. We got Isaac Simpson. We got a pick of the day. Baseball's going on now, and we have football, college football. Man, the whole world's gone crazy. Make sure you hit me up at 67129 67129. That's 67129 on the text. First Bank text line. I'm laughing at myself because I was about to give you some other number. But anyway, 67129. Hit me up because we're about to rock and fire with my favorite Hardwood on Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Seems to heal. And if the band you're in starts playing different tunes.
Hey Memphis, it's Chad Gatlin with Farmers Insurance and MemphisFarmers.com, here to tell you about something really exciting. We are sponsoring hole number 3 in the South Tipton County Chamber of Commerce's annual golf scramble. It's Wednesday, October 2nd at 8:30 a.m. at Forest Hill Golf Course in Drummonds. And if you get a hole-in-one on number 3, you get $10,000 cash courtesy of MemphisFarmers.com. To register your 4-person team for the tournament, call 901-837-4600 or email chamber@southtipton.com.
Come to Holly Chevrolet in Marion and get end-of-summer deals. Right now, save over $8,500 off MSRP on the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star. All 2018s must go. Get a 2018 Malibu for as low as $22,995. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment. As a matter of fact, there's no badgers and never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at Exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis. HollyChevrolet.com.
2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star stock number N3558. 2018 Chevy Malibu stock number N3377. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Must qualify finance with GM Financial and have a 99 or newer GM product. Prices do not include tax, tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 9/30/19. See dealer for details.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents and Doug.
If I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up.
Did someone just say, if I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up? Ma'am, what if my partner, this wild emu, and I told you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need?
I'd say sign me up for Liberty Mutual. And also, your emu is eating my tire.
Lemu! No. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer. State laws apply.
At CDW, we get modern servers need to be
flexible, scalable, and predictable. I predicted you'd say that.
Okay, what will I say next?
Probably something about server security.
Impressive and freaky. CDW can implement secure Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Gen 10 servers that improve speed and performance while reducing costs.
See, predictable.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
I predict a web address.
CDW.com/HPE.
I'm in your mind, man.
At Jason's Deli, you can stuff yourself full of great deli food that's healthy, fresh, and best of all, it's not expensive. Jason's Deli is all about choice. Whether you're looking for a gluten-free menu, vegetarian sandwiches, healthy kids' meals, or if you'd like to invent your sandwich via the build-your-own selections, Jason's Deli has you covered. And they only use fresh, wholesome ingredients. Choose from the club and specialty sandwiches, paninis, wraps, soups, salads, pastas, and much more. I love the cleanliness in the restaurant, the hospitality, and of course the cost. They have a huge salad bar and great soups, including Southwest chicken chili, fire-roasted tortilla, organic vegetable, tomato basil, and many, many more. And if you're planning an event, their catering department is fantastic and can handle any size party. Go check out Jason's Deli's 4 locations. On Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, that's my favorite, on Germantown Parkway in Cordova, at Poplar and Highland, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch.
We are Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. Available on your radio dial at 560 AM, 96.1, and 87.7 FM, as well as online around the world at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere on your phone or tablet by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, tell Alexa or Google to play Sports 56. If it's happening in the world of sports, we've got it covered. Wherever you are, stay tuned to Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7. We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, WIVG-FM Tunica Memphis, and WPG-FLP Memphis. Flynn Broadcasting Stations. It's Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
If you like pina coladas.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM.
Check it out right here.
Ladies and gentlemen. And now?
Now, the only man to ever win the World Series of Poker with a Scrabble board, Johnny Harden.
Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I hope y'all are happy. I'm extremely happy. We have Navy. We have Memphis. It's happening tonight. Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. It's happening. It's going down for real. 7 p.m. Central Time is the kick. Get down there. Check out our boys. They're wearing the black uniforms. They're wearing the black helmets for the first times ever. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to, I just can't wait. But I also want to remind you, if you're driving around, don't forget, right here tonight on Sports 56, we got Eagles at the Packers, my man. Don't forget that NFL action is going down. And you got a desperate. And I mean, I'm not talking about let's see, like Drew Barrett before his girlfriend that he finally got after 17 years of searching, desperate. But I'm talking about, they're pretty deadgum desperate. 1-3 Eagles playing the 3-0 Packers. But I have to say, realistically, I kind of believe that wrong team might be favored. I would have to tell you people this. If you have a dog in a corner and he's desperate, or you have a dog who's chilling with a bowl and it's full with water and he's just chilling, he might be bigger and stronger and better, but dude, life is just going really good. And then your owner's name is LaFleur, and he's kind of like a frou-frou guy and you don't like anyway. I kind of see you laying down after you start 3-0. And then I see a bunch of wild dogs tonight coming in there with the Eagles, who are 1-2, and they can't go to 1-3 because if they do, it's OV for them. Carson Wentz hits those tight ends, those wide receivers. Hey, Aguilar's making them catches tonight. That man's going to be there who caught all them kids. And like he said,
what cracks me up is Aguilar caught 2 TDs last week.
I know.
Yeah, he's still.
But he also dropped.
Yeah, he dropped the one against the Falcons was the big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was bad. But anyway, it's still funny, and he's going to be at the game or something like that, dude. I don't know. I'm just feeling Eagles +4 is looking good, and I'm actually liking the Titans.
Hey man,
the Tigers -11.
Hey, before we get into Hardenwood, you had a story. You had something. Some life stuff, some Comcast stuff.
Oh, thank you for reminding me. This is what I'm going to say. Help me, 901-360-8255 or 67129. I don't want to use Comcast ever again. I've called them for 16 straight months. They think my time is nothing. They screw up everything. They argue with me about their mistakes. They take money out of my account. Tell me, and by the way, automatic draft, take it out of my account. Then they tell me they didn't get paid, but I can prove to them the money came out on the day it's supposed to come out. But they're like, well, you still owe a late fee. I'm like, how do I owe you a late fee if y'all took the money out on the day it was supposed to be done? Well, sir, I don't have the power to take off the late fee. Well, are you going to give somebody that has me?
Wait, didn't they have the power to put on the late fee? Though?
Yeah, you had the power to charge me. Again, and how can I be late if it's an automatic damn payment? I don't know. Dude, it's highway robbery. They're BS. They keep going up. I'm sick of him. I don't want Comcast for nothing. 67129, help me out. I'm cutting the cord. And here's 2 fingers in the air to Comcast and Xfinity. I hate you. Literally. Like, I don't want to call you people ever again. Don't send me nothing. It's over. This is like breaking up with your girlfriend. It's done, son. Let's go to Hardwood.
This is Access Hardwood.
And I know I ain't the only person that feels like this. Highway robbery, thieving sons of guns. Anyway, you know who's not a highway robbery? You know who's not thieving? My buddy Bill at I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. Coolest dude ever. 11 years ago, I was desperate, man. My house was about to be foreclosed on. I had 2 weeks to come up with basically all these payments, and I had lost my job. I had no chance of doing anything. Bill could have taken advantage of me. Nope, he didn't. 5 days later, pays me in full. I'm walking into the bank, paying everything off, have enough money to put to the side. When I get back on my feet, put a down payment on a new place, didn't have to file for bankruptcy. My whole life was saved, man. 901-406-1101. You call my buddy Bill at I Buy Houses. A bing, a bang, a boom. I just sold your house. Literally, that simple. Man, almost as easy as Hardwood. Now, speaking of easy and Hardwood, Gabe, before I get into my absolutely insane stories from Bryce Harper to John Smoltz and a candy bar to, oh my goodness, do you know who is going to now be the referee of the celebrity boxing between Bagel Boy and Screech?
Who?
Dwight bleeping Gooden.
Why?
Dude.
Didn't he get caught with some yay not too long ago?
If you just got caught with some yay, don't you think the man either needs some legal fee money or some more yay? Like, he's trying to get money any way he can.
So I'll start here, and this is you
cannot just jump off of that. I'm just saying. Did you have anything better than my start?
No.
Oh, well,
keep it
I
rolling.
Finish
but
this.
no, what are they doing? Why do they need Dwight Gooden to do it?
Okay,
get somebody like, I don't even know, somebody that didn't do yay in the past 2 months.
Like, yeah. Well, that's the only reason they got Dwight Gooden, because he was desperate. Like, Dwight Gooden at first, they said they'd ask him, and he was like, heck to the nizzo.
And again, I have to keep coming back to this. Why do they want Bagel Boy to get beat up,
so
man? That poor guy.
Like, they have this thing where, like, some media executive somewhere is like, so many people can't stand Bagel Boy, they will do anything to watch this guy
Why
get
can't
pulverized.
Stand? You got to feel sorry for that. I feel sorry for
him, too.
I mean, he stands at a whopping 4'11".
Do you think there's ever a lady that's ever felt sorry for him?
Did you hear his? You know how he got famous, right?
No.
He got famous for being at a bagel shop, and people were laughing at him because he's so short.
Yeah, I know that.
And he's like, "Are you telling me blah blah blah?" And he was talking about girls on dating sites always tell me I'm too short. Is that fair? I'm like, that isn't fair, buddy. That really isn't fair that you're that short.
That is right. Yeah, I know what
I
you're
feel
about.
bad for the guy, man. And I don't know why they have to add this insult to injury and try to fight him. And, like, this is just so much. Like, poor guy.
There's this guy named Paul Logan. Have you ever heard of him? Like, and he's like, yeah, I want to fight him. And they're like, no, dude. Like, in reality, like, he's not like Rocky Balboa or anything. But if he fought Bagel Boy, it would be like Ivan Drago fighting like somebody.
He is 4'11". He will never win the tail of the tape. I'll tell you that
Dude,
much.
Yeah, and this guy's like 6'2", like 230. You know, it's like it would be a massive.
Oh my
hurricane.
gosh, poor
But yeah,
Bagel Boy though. Jeez.
But this is how. Okay, so my question is, do you think that the Showboat Casino in Atlantic City contacted Dwight and said, "Listen, we're going to set you up in Atlantic City all week. We're going to give you a marker, and we're going to set you up with like 4 8-balls"? Like, is that how you get Dwight to do this?
He's probably been there before, huh?
Or at least he knows.
He's
where
probably had many a nights in Atlantic City.
Yeah.
Many
nights that he did not sleep at all.
Let's just say that.
But yeah, he actually is. Like, I can't believe it. So, the sad thing is, do you know who Bam
Margera? Yeah,
Margera was?
Of course I do.
Well, he was set to originally referee the fight, but he had to back out. God knows why. But in comes the Doc. And again, Doc was a 4-time All-Star. And now he is refereeing Screech fighting Bagel Boy. How life has fallen.
It's 3 people that are just wanting a bunch of notoriety.
Can I just tell you something? Antonio Brown, take a long look at Dwight Gooden and Lenny Dykstra. You better straighten up and fly right, because we got some more information on you, because you don't want to end up refereeing the Bagel Boy of the future.
All these dudes just want a little bit of notoriety, man. And I guess this boxing
Dwight
match.
actually needs money.
I guess this boxing match is the best way they thought to do it. Blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Unbelievable.
But did you see what Secret did? Secret, the deodorant company.
Oh, I love Secret.
Do you wear it?
For a girl,
do you wear it, man?
If I was staying at a girl's house and she had Secret, I'd be like, oh, at least I ain't gonna stink today, because it would work.
But anyways, so last week, Matt Gay of the Buccaneers missed a 34-yarder, and it led to them losing the game to the Giants. So Secret pulls out a ad in a Tampa Bay-based magazine, and it was about Carly Lloyd. It said, "Hey, Bucs fans, do you sweat 34-yarders? Carly Lloyd doesn't. Secret believes strength is more than overcoming what makes us sweat. It's continuing to pursue progress and equality in all industries and sectors. Women may not play professional football yet, but isn't it time for a level playing field wherever she wants to play?" So I thought this was a very interesting ad.
I have to say, what are they doing? Like, do they think, like, I have to say, like, they're deodorant. Sell deodorant. You don't
Do you sweat 34-yarders?
No, and to bring out Carly Lloyd in the field goal kicking aspect of this is literally putting a slap to the face to the National Football League.
I thought the shade that they threw at Matt Gay was not cool. Do you sweat 34-yarders? Chill out, man.
If I'm Matt Gay right now,
I'm irate.
I am ticked. I don't know, dude. I thought that was a low blow for a deodorant company. Like, why are you stepping in stuff that there's no need to? Again, I was just talking about how I loved them because they always say, what was it? pH balance for a woman, tough enough for a man. You know, like, now all I can think of is they're throwing shade at me.
I actually have a picture of the ad here. I will send it out on the Sports 56 Twitter account.
Matt Gay getting shade thrown his way. That ain't cool at all, man. By the way, don't forget MemphisFarmers.com, because if you want auto, home, life, or you need some protection, like Matt Gay needs some, he needs to call Chad Gatlin, or check him out at MemphisFarmers.com. That's simple. Now, Gabe, we have talked about Dwight Gooden is a celebrity referee. We have talked about all kinds of shade from Secret. But you know what? Antonio Brown is back in the news. Now, do y'all know that Antonio Brown did not get his $5 million that was due to him on Monday? So he said he's, done with the NFL. He's going to sue the NFL, bleep the NFL, blah, blah, blah. Now he's come back and said, this is so funny. I'm still the best. Why stop now? The game need me like I'm test answers, huh? The game need me. I'm like test answers. And then another one is big 4 teams. He literally gonna hit up 4 teams? Pittsburgh, Raiders, Patriots, and now he's going to be with another team?
We need to have a conversation with NFL executives. Do not let this guy play this year. It's not that hard. Keep him out for a year. Let him rehab himself. He needs help.
I want to know, do you think Drew Rosenhaus is absolutely BS? Or do you believe that they're actually... Now, Drew Rosenhaus, to quote him, was asked, are there teams currently actively trying to speak with him about Antonio Brown joining their team? He says there are a few teams very, very interested in him at this moment. Do you think that's BS? Or
No,
true?
I think you got to remember, this guy can play ball. There's no doubt there's interest there, but I don't think this interest should lead to a signing at any point in time soon. Like, this guy clearly needs mental help. And if you put him on your team, you're basically giving the NFL the exact... I mean, everyone's used to the NFL doing this, and I think at this point you need to start thinking about perception, and this would not be good for perception.
And I would like to remind you of the perception. This is a man who has basically thrown his quarterback under the bus that made him a superstar, thrown the Steelers organization under the bus. I'm just reminding you.
Be fair with the Ben part. I think Ben threw him under the bus
well, I mean,
as
I'm
well.
just saying he didn't play in Week 17, did he? He didn't. That's something that AB did not show up to do. I'm putting that all
because
on
he
AB.
admitted that he didn't like big men.
And that's BS. That's not being there for your team. That's not being there. You're paid to do a job. He didn't do it. He tried to fight Mike Mayock. That is a fact. He started a grievance over a helmet when every single player has to deal with this. He's the only person that had a problem. He made it such a big issue. It was stupid. It was so stupid. He even recorded John Gruden, which was dumb. And then he celebrates his release from the Raiders and the loss of that money like it was the greatest day of his life. Like they were holding him down. Then he goes for the Patriots for 1 week. All this stuff blows up. Of course, he goes crazy.
There's an SI feature, Sports Illustrated feature story.
There were two women. The New England signed him. Then they had, of course, what happened with the first woman. Then there was a second woman that accused Antonio Brown of sexual misconduct. The Sports Illustrated interview came out after that. And then he was caught texting her menacing messages. And the menacing messages, honestly, I think was when the Patriots said, all right, the straw has now broken my back. And they cut him because guess what? They knew that was his number.
I think the Patriots have admittedly sort of said that was the straw that broke the camel's back, because you cannot go out and send things menacing to someone who has a charge pressed against you, okay? And when it gets released to the media, it's just over. You cannot do that.
Nope, that's witness intimidation. By the way, Antonio Brown, I think he's sick. All you have to do is read the SI thing, and I don't think Drew Rosenhaus is actually doing him any favors. Actually, can tell you right now, if he really cared about his player, you would just tell him this year you're not playing and go get him help and work on him playing next season.
Drew Rosenhaus is worried about Drew Rosenhaus, and I don't think that's anything new with any professional sports agents.
Amen. I agree with that 100%. Now, I want to ask you a fun question because, Navy is playing Memphis tonight. I think everybody in the city is going to have fun. I got a friend. I can't go down. I can't wait to get to Tiger Lane. Got a friend. I'm not going to tell you who it is. He's bringing a margarita machine, buddy. Frozen margarita.
Hey, bring me by. I'll be by.
We got ribs.
Hey,
wait,
what?
You come and see me, buddy.
Hey, these ribs, they aren't cooked by anyone that you know, right? They're cooked by...
I actually know who they're cooked by. This guy named Craig Blondis.
Okay.
I love you, Central Barbecue. But anyway, we have, but my man actually bought the ribs. This isn't Craig's tent, so don't be going and busting up Craig now. But anyway, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight because Memphis and Navy is going to be out of control. But I wanted to tell you all something else that's funny. You are a TV guy. You got me watching this Ancient Alien stuff and Contact, and I just love it. And now I'm
so glad I got you on it, man.
Dude, I'm addicted to it. My girlfriend hates you, by the way, for it. She didn't hate you, but she's just
she's like, why'd you have to?
She's
you
like,
knew he would latch on to this.
Goodness, you are watching another episode. That's what she said. I'm like, dude, the games are over. What do you want me to do? It's midnight.
History Channel after midnight.
Like, it's great.
It does it for me.
Does it for me too. But here, I'll tell you something. This is what made me laugh. So there was this one show that I did see that was on the History Channel, and it was about these people that would go and they would like cut open your locker, and they would open it up, and the guy would be like, $10, $25, $35, $85, and you would like not get to go actually in the locker room. I think it was called Storage Wars. And well, have you heard about Terrell Owens and his storage war? So Terrell Owens is now suing the bleep out of an Atlanta storage company, claiming that in his newest lawsuit that they stole over $1 million worth of his stuff and sold it without him even knowing it. Now, TMZ has broken this story. So back in April, one of the Owens' old storage units was auctioned off after the company that housed it claimed the Hall of Fame wide receiver stopped making payments to them. The unit was full of all kinds of items, and I'm talking about amazing items. There was a custom bust of T.O., old playbooks, autographed helmets, sweats, cleats, Nike gear out the frame, 49er stuff signed by different players. He had all kinds of like gloves that he had worn in games, obviously, and stuff that had never even been opened too, by the way. So he has all this stuff. They basically sell it. Now there's also another storage company that had talks over his unit that left him under the impersonation that all of his stuff had been returned to him. So he had a problem with this storage unit, so he contacted his other storage unit to make sure that his stuff was still in this storage unit. And they're like, yeah, it is. And he's like, well, cool, I want y'all to return all my stuff. I want to close this bad boy. I'm going to pay for y'all to return it, blah, 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 blah. They say that they returned all this stuff. He says the company hadn't returned jack. Now they're going to a lawsuit, and they're saying, and Owens is saying that they stole over $1 million worth of items from the storage unit. Doesn't know if they sold it, but he's basically saying they did something. And he says that some of the items were unique, irreplaceable, and priceless, and $1 million is putting it on the low end. I have to say, Peach Movers in Atlanta right now, I'd be a little freaked out because I'm sure that Owens can probably get a pretty good attorney.
That's what I was going to say. T.O. can probably beat you in that case, buddy.
Yeah, I think they screwed up big time, don't you?
See, the thing is, if they're innocent, like, he's going to still have to bring out some evidence. But from what it sounds like, he's got plenty of it. So,
yeah.
Poor moving company, man.
Bad move.
Trying to make an honest living, and then you get dishonest for a second, it'll bite you.
So are you going crazy in fantasy football? Are you going crazy with San Diego? Are you a Gordon guy? What's going on? Are you like Keenan Allen?
I have Keenan Allen on.
Did you
on
see
both.
how Keenan Allen's
He's a
tearing
stud,
it up,
man.
dog.
He's the best wide receiver in the league right now.
As long as he stays
But
healthy.
Melvin Gordon
He hadn't stayed
returned,
healthy
man.
a year.
Melvin
Yeah.
Gordon returned. I did not expect that. I will say that.
I didn't either. Me neither.
Because he's in I think both sides have agreed basically that this will be his last year.
No new deal, man.
Yeah, there's not going to be a new deal. It'll be his last year.
Do you know how bad he hurt me, though? Because on
in
Wednesday,
LA.
what was I saying? Austin Eckler was my number 2 running back. Is he going to play this week?
They should not put him right back on there. They should not. And honestly, if I'm him, I'd be scared about injuring myself, right? Go get the contract. Go get the contract you deserve elsewhere. Don't worry about this year.
Yeah,
it's a
I'm
wash.
with you. Anyway, this is crazy. I will say though, Keenan Allen was happier than even Phillip Rivers and anybody else in that entire organization. He was the happiest person. I guess that's his boy. He loves Melvin, but yeah, looks like there's a lot of people that were very excited. I'm kind of shocked, but I will tell you, the good thing is, if he does get back on the field, he is playing Dick Fangio's team.
And can I? That's his name, right?
Yeah.
I will say this about Melvin Gordon. I do like how he actually came back. A lot of these guys would hold out and continue to hold out. And I think he's sort of playing it the correct way and making himself look, at least perceived, as a good team player.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. It makes sense. By the way, one thing that doesn't make sense, can y'all believe this? And I just had to mention this before I go to break because I like to talk about weird things. We talked about the Lions tonight. I understand the fact that Green Bay's 3-0, so they're a 4-point home favorite. I get that over the Eagles, even though the Eagles are desperate. But one that is kind of messing my head up, yeah, the Bills Mafia, the Bills. The Bills are 3-0. The Patriots are 3-0. New England is only a 7-point favorite over Josh Allen and the Buffalo Bills. Did you hear what I just said? New England only a 7-point favorite. What will that line be when that sucker kicks off one Sunday? I have no idea, but I just have a feeling it's going to be at least closer to 8 than it is 7. Whatever y'all do, though, don't you dare touch that dial. We're coming back with my very good friend Isaac Simpson on the other side. This is Sports 56, 96.1, and of course, 87.7 FM.
Listen online anywhere, anytime at sports56whbq.com.
Ian Eagle and Tony Vaselli here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview sponsored by Prilosec OTC. Kick your antacid habit with Prilosec OTC. We've got a great NFC matchup for you coming up from Lambeau Field. Aaron Rodgers and the 3-0 Green Bay Packers hosting Carson Wentz and the Philadelphia Eagles, Tony.
And the Eagles and Carson Wentz had a really tough loss and let one slip away last week. And with the Cowboys off to a perfect start so far this year, they cannot afford to go 1-3. On the other hand, the Packers are 3-0, and that's really because their rebuilt defense is playing so well. Offensively, Aaron Rodgers started a little bit slow in the new system, but he's really starting to find his rhythm now.
All right, join us for the Eagles at the Packers on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Do you have frequent heartburn, like the kind of heartburn where you stash antacids everywhere? You feel like you got to have those chalky tablets just in case heartburn strikes. If that's you, you do know that there's an easier way to deal with heartburn, right? Prilosec OTC, just one pill a day will last a full 24 hours with zero heartburn. With Prilosec OTC, you can actually simply not get heartburn in the first place. No more stashing antacids. Try Prilosec OTC. One pill a day, 24 hours, zero heartburn. It's possible with Prilosec OTC. Use as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Family is big around here. We're family-owned, family-operated, family-managed. And that means legacy. That means dependability. That means using Grainger. With over 1.5 million products and knowledgeable product experts, Grainger has whatever we need. And with same-day pickup and next-day delivery options, they have it whenever we need it. For over 90 years, businesses like ours have trusted Grainger. Because, like family, Grainger's got our back. Call, click Grainger.com, or stop by to see for yourself. Grainger. For the ones who get it done.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, you wouldn't spend more to get the exact same thing, would you? No. So when I tell you that Straight Talk Wireless runs on the same cell towers as the big guys but charges up to half the cost, you see where I'm going with this, right? Get America's best 4G LTE networks for less. The unlimited plan is just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds, then 2G. Straight Talk Wireless, everything for less.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses. I Buy Houses will buy a house in any area, in any condition, and yes, it's guaranteed to close in 5 days. If you need to sell your home quickly, call 901-406-1101. If you've been through a divorce, if you lost your job, if you're tired of renters, I Buy Houses can get you your money quickly. I Buy Houses will buy your home in Shelby County, DeSoto County, Memphis, Bartlett, South Haven, Horn Lake, Olive Branch, anywhere and everywhere in between in any condition. And yes, they're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I Buy Houses, 901-406-1101. That's 901-406-1101. Grab that pen, 901-406-1101. I Buy Houses.
At CDW, we get modern servers need to be flexible.
Flexible, scalable, and predictable. I predicted you'd say that.
Okay, what would I say next?
Probably something about server security.
Impressive and freaky. CDW can implement secure Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Gen 10 servers that improve speed and performance while reducing
costs. See predictable.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
I predict a web address.
CDW.com/HPE.
I'm in your mind, man.
Liberty Mutual Insurance presents. And Doug.
If I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up.
Did someone just say, if I don't find the right car insurance for me, I might just give up? Ma'am, what if my partner, this wild emu, and I told you that Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance, so you only pay for what you need?
I'd say sign me up for Liberty Mutual. And also, your emu is eating my tire.
Lemu! No. Only pay for what you need at libertymutual.com.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Equal housing insurer. State laws apply.
If you've always thought, hey, I'd look pretty good in a Lexus, well, guess what? Lexus thinks so too. Lexus is offering you the Golden Opportunity Sales Event. Great offers on all 2019 models and special lease options. Drive in luxury and confidence, knowing that every new Lexus comes with complimentary first and second maintenance services. Stop by Lexus of Memphis, 2600 Ridgeway, and put yourself in the driver's seat of an all-new 2019 flagship LS500. Hey, you look pretty good there. Lexus Golden Opportunity Sales Event at Lexus of Memphis. Experience amazing.
Got something you want to get off your chest?
You better have a backup plan.
Want to join the conversation?
Someone needs to tell him he has to grow up.
Join us on the First Bank phone lines at 360-8255 or the First Bank text line at 67129. Now back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Let's go!
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Many a hand has scaled the grand old face of the plateau. Some belong to strangers and some to folks you know. Holy ghosts and talk show hosts are planted in the sand to beautify the foothills, shake the many hands. There's nothing on the top but a bucket and a mop and an illustrated book about birds. You see a lot up there, but don't be scared. Who needs Jackson when you got words?
Welcome back to a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. Y'all know I'm your sports mixologist, John Harden. My man Gabe Coons in the hizzy, and you know it's that time of the day. It's almost 2:30, and it is 2:30. That means Isaac Simpson, the man, the myth, the living legend, the guy who covers the Tigers all day long, all day strong, 24/7. You can follow him on Twitter at Isaac_Rival. That's ISAAC_Rivals. Give him a follow. You'll be glad you did. Or just go to the TigerSportsReport.com, read his work, and make sure you listen to TSR Live. It is out of control. Unbelievably good. Now, my man Isaac and I rap every single Thursday about all things Tigers. And, man, it's a pretty big Thursday, Isaac. What's happening?
Man, what's going on, John? What's going on, Gabe? Man, it's a big game tonight. Again, Memphis' first foray into conference play, big AAC West matchup. Memphis 1-3 against Navy. Man, I think it's a time to make that 2-3 tonight at the Liberty Bowl.
Yes, sir. I will say one thing.
Hell yeah, it is.
I was going to say, I can't imagine I know how I feel. Gabe playing for the Tigers, seeing the defense and also listening to him talk because they were a very offensive-based unit when Gabe was there. I mean, they had quarterbacks with rocket arms. They had receivers like Anthony Miller just doing things that were kind of crazy. And right now we still have Coxie, who is I think one of the best wide receivers. Problem is it's kind of hard to get him the ball down the field. I like Magnifico. I like Dykes. I think I still think Gibson and Kadarian Jones.
So
holy cow.
So from what I saw on the depth chart, it looks like Kadarian Jones will be sort of playing that pop role and being most of the time the slot receiver.
Yeah, that's kind of the way they're gonna go, man. That's still a big loss. Hate to see Pop go down, especially special teams wise. But I think they'll have Kadarian Jones playing a little bit in that role. They're definitely starting tonight.
That's a pretty sizable wide receiving core now.
Yeah,
I mean, they're all over 6'1".
Yeah. I mean, you have a receiver the size of Jones in the slot. They definitely have some size back there. Again, you just got to get on the course and, man, can we get these guys the football?
I was kind of wondering if you might see Travion Samuel. I know he's backing up, Kenny Gainwell, maybe put him out in the slot a little bit. I didn't know if they were working on him at all over there. But I do know one thing, the most important thing with Patrick Taylor being out, Kenny Gainwell, he's been dominant. He has been dominant, but he's got to do it now against Navy. And we had Patrick Henderson last year. I mean, Patrick Henderson.
Whoa.
I put Patrick Taylor and Darrell Henderson together. We had Darrell Henderson average almost like 15 yards a carry.
Hell of a player, man.
Like, whoa. Yeah, that'd be a heck of a player, wouldn't it? But no, Darrell went crazy last year. But we all know that they didn't win. The weather was nasty. Things did not bounce the Tigers' way. Weather is going to be perfectly fine. It's actually nice for football, and I think that Adam Fuller has completely changed this defense to where I actually think this is more of a defensive team, the most defensive-oriented team that the Tigers have had that I can remember in decades. We're used to them running and gunning and scoring and doing all this stuff, and yes, they can still do that. But right now, this defense is bad to the bone. So with all the talk about the offense, especially through all the years, is it not Bryce Huff? Is it not Austin Hall? Is it not Joseph Dorsey? Is it not that Adam Fuller defense that is getting the job done?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I mean, I know you look at the South Alabama game and the Southern game where they put up big numbers, but I think this defense is definitely right now ahead of the offense on this team, and that's something that you haven't been able to see from a Memphis team in a long time, despite all of the success they've had. It's been the offense, and I think especially tonight, if you look at the game against Navy, defensively, I think you got to be extremely disciplined. Gap integrity is going to be really important tonight. You can't make any mistakes. You got to stay with your man. You got to stay with your assignments, because if you loosen Tain and do things like that, they'll run over you all night. So you got to stay disciplined. But I think Adam Fuller and this defense, I think, are more equipped to do that than Memphis has been in this series. I think the defense is ready and up for the challenge, and I think we'll see for the first time, I think, a defense that can really match up with this Navy offense tonight.
Isaac, the Navy offense, obviously, with the triple option, gives you some problems. Everyone knows that. That's sort of known. But when you look at this Navy defense, what is Memphis going to have to do in this game to be successful on offense?
Good question.
Well, you look at their numbers, and you kind of have to take into account that they play Holy Cross and ECU. They're only giving up, I think, 70-something yards against the run. They only given up 76 rushing yards a game, and I think they're giving up 142, I think, against the pass. So Memphis has been a rushing team so far this season. Now, this is going to be the best rushing attack the Navy has seen, but you look at those numbers, they look like they're pretty stout against the run. So I think Memphis needs to come out and try to establish the run, because I think if you look at this Navy defense, where they seem to be suspect as the secondary. So I think if Memphis is going to win this game, I think they're going to have to throw the ball down the field more than they've done in the past against some of the teams that they played against. I think because I think David's going to set that run game down a little bit. I don't think you're going to run wild against that Navy defense. So
which
Memphis
back, though, by the way,
which
back do you think is more effective? Will be more effective? Do you think it's going to be a Kenny Gainwell or the Patrick Taylor?
Well, Patrick can't play. Kylan Watkins.
What I'm saying is which
is
the style, like which would be more effective? Like, do you want, because Gainwell, like, I feel like he can just take it to the house at any time, and that speed, I think, actually, believe it or not, and I never would say that, having an injury is a blessing in disguise. I'm just saying, I did not realize that Kenny Gainwell had the speed that he did until I watched him play South Alabama.
Oh, yeah.
Isaac,
I think,
has it been a surprise for you how well Kenny Gainwell is handled between the tackles running? Because when we saw him, when we thought of him coming out of high school and all that, you sort of saw him as a speed back, sort of a scat guy. Have you been surprised with how well he's handled that role?
Hey, I knew he'd have a big-time year. I kind of talked about it all summer. I talked with him, and he kind of told me how excited he was to have that opportunity this year. But just like you said, I think we've all been kind of surprised at how well he's been able to run through the tackles. You saw him as a guy who could get fast out of the backfield and kind of that home run hitter type of guy. But he's shown with this extra playing time he's gotten with Patrick Taylor out that he can pretty much do it all. You can line him up in the backfield. He can run between the tackles. He can, like I said, catch passes out of the backfield. He can do it all. And I think, kind of to Dunny's point, you don't want to see a guy like Patrick Taylor go down, but I think he might be better for it in the long run when Patrick Taylor comes back because you've seen that he can do that. And I think it's going to be really tough for opposing defense to deal with when you got Patrick Taylor, who we know what he can do with a bruiser guy to run between tackles, but also a guy in Kenneth Gainwell that can come in, back him up, and catch pass out of the backfield and run through the tackles as well. So, I think it's been really a revelation to see how well he's handled this suspended role, because I knew he's going to have a big year, but you never really looked at Gainwell as every down back, and I think he's really shown that he can be that guy. And they definitely need him to be that right now.
Absolutely.
And now, so you do think, though, that, and like I said, I never, ever, ever, ever want to see anybody get injured. But do you think with Kenny Gainwell's style, that because of his home run hitting ability, that this could actually be a little bit more effective versus Navy than a Patrick Taylor?
Yeah, I think that style definitely against the Navy defense is better because, they're effective in the middle of that line and stopping from the run from guys going up the middle and running between the tackles. But I think Gainwell's a guy to get more outside at the speed, getting a home run hitter. I think you're right. I think Kenneth Gainwell, this is more of a Kenneth Gainwell game than Patrick Taylor. Now, Patrick Taylor, you miss him on goal line situations, and you need those tough yards. But again, Kenneth Gainwell showed that he can do that as well. But I think the speed of Kenneth Gainwell makes it a little bit easier to make hay against a defense like Navy.
Now, I love talking about the big uglies, and I'm going to get to the big uglies in a minute, but I got to ask you right now about the offensive line, then I'm going to go defensive line, big ugly. And I need to know, do you think Scotty Dill, do you think Manny and Dustin, do you think that Obinna, Dylan, do you think all these guys, they can go up against a smaller Navy defensive front and they can, make sure that they hit their assignments and they can control the clock? Because that's one thing, again, the Navy wants to control the clock. They want to keep your defense on the field. They want to convert on third down. They want to keep your offense off the field. Do you think that you're going to see the Tigers and that offensive front try to run the ball and control the clock a little bit more, maybe hit some short screens and not necessarily be as quick as they normally are?
Yeah, that's a great point. And I was thinking about that earlier today. I think when you look at Navy, again, like you said, they want to play ball control offense, but I think it's beneficial for Memphis now. You take points any way you can get them. If you get these quick, exciting, explosive plays, you take them. But I think in this game particularly, I think Memphis would be beneficial to slow it down a little bit because, again, when Navy gets the football, they're going to try to eat that clock up. So, you get these long, sustained drives, and it helps you out. I think the big part about it is get points on those drives. I think Memphis has to take advantage of their opportunities because you might not get as many as you usually do with the way Navy plays. So try to sustain some drives, get some long drives, and more importantly, get points at the end of them. And that kind of negates Navy's advantage in that speech because that's definitely what they're going to try to do.
Obviously, early in the season, you can chalk up a lot of the defense's success to Adam Fuller. I think he's done a really good job scheming them. But besides that, what are some of the things you've seen as far as his defense goes that has helped them in the early going?
I think one thing, they've definitely been more aggressive. I think that we've seen them over the last couple of years. I think they've really been able to put the pressure on the quarterback, which is something that we really hadn't seen from this defense. And I think the secondary has been better this year. I know T.J. Carter really last year, early in the season, he really struggled. Now, late in the season, he kind of started looking like the T.J. Carter from his freshman year, but their secondary at times really struggled, especially when you look at the safeties. But I think they've been more consistent this year. And so I think that really helps the defense overall when you got a back end that can help you as well. So, this defense has just been phenomenal, to a man overall. But it's going to be really important. I think this might be their biggest challenge, maybe even more bigger than against Ole Miss because of the unorthodox style, that triple option, the way they play. I think it's going to be really important. I think we're going to find out how legit this defense is tonight because I think this is probably going to be their biggest challenge.
I'm curious. Through the first three games, one thing I've noticed that is way different than past years is the Tigers are getting pressure on the quarterback even with 4-man and 3-man rushes. Yeah. They're not necessarily blitzing and getting that pressure on the quarterback. Do you think depth has a lot to do with that?
Yeah, I think that's a testament to Mike Norvell and his staff, how well they continue to recruit year in and year out. I don't want that to go understated, but yeah, they have depth all over this roster, but especially if you look at the line, for them to be able to do that definitely is a testament to the depth, and they can rotate guys in and out and keep guys fresh. Because like you said, even with smaller fronts, they've been able to get pressure on the quarterback consistently. And again, that's something that they just haven't done in the past. And I think that's a testament to the depth, and it's a testament to the attitude and the mentality that Adam Fuller has brought to this defensive unit.
Before we get off, I have to ask you, I'm going to throw you on the spot real quick, Isaac. What do you think the score and the outcome of this game will look like tonight?
I think the line right now is Memphis 10.5. I think when it started off, I think it was 12.5 or 13 when it first came out, but I think that number's a bit high. I do think Memphis wins the game, but I think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be a long, ugly, drawn-out game like old school football. you know what Navy's going to do. The question is, can you stop it? Can you line up and stop it? But I think it's going to be a grinded out game. But I think Memphis wins it, and I'm going with Memphis 31, Navy 24.
Man, I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Go Tigers, go. Now, I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you about the basketball team, the whole situation with Penny, this TV series, little whatever. I don't know what it's going to be called. Tell the people what you've heard about this. What does this mean for the program? Is this this is super huge, right? Like
it is. It's going to be on ESPN Plus, and basically, ESPN camera crew is going to follow the team around. They'll be in the locker room after games, film some of the games, some of the interaction between the coaches and players. I mean, it's big time for a program that's outside the Power Five to kind of have an all assets look for people to kind of get a window into what's going on down here. And you get the number one recruiting class, and I think it just really helps because I think this team is one of the best in the country, and I don't think they get. You look at some of these national rankings early, I think you see Memphis down at 21 and 22 in some of these top 25 predictions, and I think that's insane. But I think to have this asset for around the nation, for even not just Tiger fans, but people around the nation, to have a peek into what Penny and his staff is doing, I think it's great. I think it's going to help in recruiting. I think it can help in a lot of areas. I think it's big time for this to happen. So shout out to Penny, man, and what's going on over there is just amazing from where we were just 2-3 years ago to just night and day to where we are now, man. It's big things going on over there at University of Memphis, and I think this right here is going to be big for the program even years ahead.
And then, of course, you have the news with Josh Pastner, Georgia Tech's basketball program. Man, it's good to not be that. And then you see Tubby's over at High Point doing nothing in the Big South. So, yeah, go Penny, go! Getting followed around. This is going to be so awesome. Anyway, I'm so fired up for tonight. That's right, 7 o'clock on ESPN, Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. It's Navy. It's Memphis. It's going down for real. They're wearing black uniforms. They're wearing black helmets. They're going to look so fresh. I can't wait to see you at the game. Always follow Isaac at Isaac_Rivals. Make sure you listen to TSR Live. And, man, always just check out the TigerSportsReport.com, man. You know what I'm saying? Isaac, thank you for joining, man. We really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you tonight at the game.
Man, we'll do, man. Talk to you guys next week.
Have a good one, my man. That's my man, Isaac Simpson. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. We got a funny story and a pick. What would you do if you got $500,000 worth of X that he sent to your house? What would you do? Hit us up at 67129. And who's going to win? Is it Memphis and Navy? Hopefully that didn't get sent to any Tiger football players. That'd be bad. We'll be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7 FM.
Sports Time with Rollo and Stacks. Every weekday afternoon from 3 till 6. Right here on Sports 56, 96.1, and 87.7.
Yeah. So much rhythm. Babysitting your kids while they play the jazziest jazz I've ever heard jazzed is totally fine. But what's actually frustrating is the check you're handing me and the days it will take to clear. Next time, just send me money with Zelle.
Night out better. Pay your sitter easily with Zelle. Look for Zelle in your banking app.
Must have a bank account in the U.S. to use Zelle. Zelle is an early warning services trademark.
At CDW, we get modern servers need to be
flexible, scalable, and predictable. I predicted you'd say that.
Okay, what will I say next?
Probably something about server security.
Impressive and freaky. CDW can implement secure Hewlett-Packard Enterprise Gen 10 servers that improve speed and performance while reducing
costs. See, predictable.
IT orchestration by CDW. People who get it.
I predict a web address.
CDW.com/HPE.
I'm in your mind, man.
Come to Holly Chevrolet in Marion and get end of summer deals. Right now, save over $8,500 off MSRP on the strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. The all-new 2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star. All 2018s must go. Get a 2018 Malibu for as low as $22,995. Stop by today and check out Holly's large selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs ready for you to enjoy. And at Holly Chevrolet, it's a no-pressure, no-hassle environment environment. As a matter of fact, there's no Badgers and never pay a dock fee. Find new roads at Exit 14 off I-55 in Marion, just 15 minutes from downtown Memphis. HollyChevrolet.com.
2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star stock number N3558. 2018 Chevy Malibu stock number N3377. All discounts, rebates, and incentives are included and applied. Must qualify finance with GM Financial and have a 99 or newer GM product. Prices do not include tax, tags, title, or registration. Take delivery by 9/30/19. See dealer for details.
Yeah. So much rhythm. Babysitting your kids while they play the jazziest jazz I've ever heard jazzed is totally fine. But what's actually frustrating is the check you're handing me and the days it will take to clear. Next time, just send me money with Zelle.
Night out better. Pay your sitter easily with Zelle. Look for Zelle in your banking app.
Must have a bank account in the U.S. to use Zelle. Zelle is an early warning services trademark.
One thing I really admire about Central Barbecue is their commitment to quality.
Then why do they let you do their commercials?
I'm talking about their food. Everything is prepared with devotion to taking the time and effort to create perfect barbecue.
Oh, I know. That's exactly why I was wondering why...
They're not kidding with that slow-smoked Memphis-style slogan. They smoke their pork for 14 hours. Do they have to? They do if they want to be the best barbecue in Memphis, and they are.
And yet they let you just throw together...
There's nothing better than Central Barbecue because they care.
Except apparently about their radio ads.
Now, back to Johnny Radio's Happy Hour.
Kick it over here. Kick it.
On Sports 56 and 87.7 FM. Here's your host, John Harden.
Gold and shackles, ball and chain. Listen to the whistle of the evening train. You know you about to
wind up dead. Sing it, Jerry. Welcome back into a little Johnny Radio's Happy Hour. I'm in the Mid-South talking to all the wonderful people, and I wanted to tell you I'm fired up. I can't wait to go to Tiger Lane to see my good buddy Bill Bell's going to be down there. Keith. I'm going to see, I got Keith Mercer over there. Bill Bell's going to be there. I got, of course, Drew's hitting me up like, hey, I'm going to be over there. Dude, you're working, son. Unless he's...
I'll be over there. I'm telling you right now.
Gabe Coon's going to be over there. I got a lot of people who say they're going to be there because Tiger Lane is going to be rocking and rolling tonight. I am so fired up. I cannot wait.
Under the lights of the Liberty Bowl, man. I'm sorry. It doesn't get much better.
It really doesn't. It doesn't.
But this is a carryover, man, and I thought this was hilarious. And we said we were going to give you a funny story. We're going to give it to you right now. Do you online shop every once in a while?
By the way, no. Because I did once, and
it just didn't work out.
No, it was horrible, man. What I got, what they sent me was, it was trash.
Okay, well, an Austrian couple.
This is funny.
They decided they were gonna do some online shopping. They ordered some small decorative stones. That's what they thought they were getting for their house. And when they get the package, it turns out it was 25,000 ecstasy tablets. That is $550,000 worth of ecstasy. So they thought they were going to have a cozy breakfast, and then when they picked up this package, they realized that they had to turn this in. They go and turn it in to the wherever they're from in Austria. They turn it into the police department, and the police department says, "How did this end up here?" They're asking all these questions, and apparently it was supposed to be sent to somewhere in Scotland. So I don't know how they messed up the addresses that bad. Like,
can I just tell you, there's somebody in Scotland who's looking for some ecstasy who's pissed.
Is absolutely angry. They are irate.
Dude, the funny
with
thing
their
is
supplier.
I think and I'm glad that it went to somebody who actually doesn't use it. I'm not I've read some stuff about this stuff that eats like the front of your.
But here's the thing: they're middle-aged
brains.
They're middle-aged. They were they were around 50.
That's what I'm saying.
But I feel like young people, if young people would have got that package, they would have tried to make some money off
sandwiches.
of it.
Oh man, I think they just been like right now. You would have heard about like a couple people floating for a year.
Oh God.
Like, what happened? Hey, did y'all see our friends? They hadn't come out of their house in a year. But anyway, tonight
you would just hear some loud music and lights would be flickering in there.
They're all weird. Man, what happened to Gabe? He used to be so normal. Now he's so weird. He always wants to touch my face and stuff. Like, it's got all these like weird lights he's always spinning too. By the way, have you ever been to a rave?
I have. I don't know if I'm not a. I didn't enjoy it.
I didn't
to be
either,
real.
dude. To be honest,
like
with you.
I'm more of a. I like my space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm too big to be like bumping into people at all times.
Yeah, and the little dude like spinning
like
all
people
those
like
lights
jumping
and doing all that
around.
music and stuff.
Nah,
That stuff kind of
it's not
me
for me.
out. Like, yo, Holmes, I'm sorry, get away from me, you weirdo. Anyway, point is, we are going to talk not raves. We are going to talk the Memphis Tiger football team. But we just brought that up because holy guacamole, $500,000 of ecstasy shows up at somebody's house. Like, again, I've never found more than like $5. And these people have $500,000 worth of ecstasy just like.
And it's like you go on Amazon and you're trying to order something for your house, like some decorative plates or something. And like 25,000 ecstasy tablets show up at your front door.
By the way, I did have to just a little sidebar. Thanks to you, that Netflix thing you got helped me get. The Charlie Sheen roast, where they said he hadn't hit Charlie Sheen's trying to hit rock bottom because he really thinks there's a rock down there.
That's one of the best ones of all time.
That was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. But anyway, by the way, back to the games. I've been telling y'all I'm serious with a heart attack. We got 2 tonight. You can hear on Sports 56 the Eagles and the Packers. Packers are a very good football team. They got a real deal Holyfield defense. But you're playing a Philadelphia team and Carson Wentz that is so desperate. And they have karma on their side. Because my man who was catching babies left and right and tucking them like a football, he called out Aguilar. And I have a feeling that Aguilar is coming out and he might have the game-winning catch. And then that guy's going to become the biggest hero in Philadelphia.
This is a tough game to play.
This is a tough one, man.
What are you
Let's
feeling?
just be real. Rodgers and this Packers team is better. But, man, I feel like you got a desperate and you know what? The Eagles, they play good as underdogs. They don't play good as favorites, do they? I just have a feeling they're going to be good as dogs. And I have a feeling the Tigers, they're going to be great as favorites. Everybody's going to be out at Liberty Bowl Memorial Stadium. The black is going to be on, wearing black uniforms, black helmets. It's going to be down it's going to be down like Joe Brown. Now, I hope to see y'all out at Tiger Lane having a great time. But whatever y'all do, make sure y'all do it. Do it strong. Do it all day long. And get out there and make this world a better place. Go Tigers, go! I'll see y'all on the flip side. Peace!
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to